Lately, I've been grabbing the camera when the motivation hits me, um, when there's something I feel inspired to share about. Uh, and I was just watching a video and I felt an inspiration to talk about the mind. Um, I notice in spiritual communities, a lot of times we will swing to one end of the pendulum, swing back to the other, go to these extremes, which is it's great, it's valuable. There's a lot of pressure to stay balanced, but I think when we go to those extremes, we learn so much, and that's actually what helps to bring us to balance. So one of the extremes I notice is that people often talk about being in the body and not being in our heads, and I feel I feel this judgment within me. I feel this feeling like I should be in my body, and I notice other people judging me for it as well. So what I tend to do when I notice something being judged a lot is I start to see it as the underdog. I start to want to root for it. I start to look for the ways I can appreciate it. Um, and so that's what I'm wanting to do. I'm wanting to be an advocate for the mind today and talk about how beautiful it is, how what a wonderful, powerful tool it is, and how it can be an ally and not some sort of obstacle. So I read a book by Mark Manson called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And in the book, he talks about that problems are inevitable in life. And what we can do is choose the ones that are worth giving a fuck about. So I've noticed on my spiritual path that what sort of organically started to happen is the questions that I'm asking myself are, how is this a gift? And how is this love? I'm starting to see everything through that lens, and my mind actually becomes my ally in the process because it's like, yeah, how is this a gift? How can this be some form of love that I'm not seeing it as? I think that's part of the meaning of life is to experience what we don't experience as love. So, yeah, so the mind is the creator of perception. It's all of our perspectives are in our mind. So we can use it to change the way we feel about life, change the way we see everything. So being in the body is wonderful. Dropping in, using the breath, relaxing, taking breaks from the mind, but the mind doesn't have to be a battleground. It can actually be a place of joy. It can be a place of, I have fun just communicating with myself, having conversations with myself, loving myself, loving my inner child. Like these are all things that happened in a mind space for me. These can be done in embodied ways as well. But yeah, I guess I feel the the urge to like kind of stand up for this part of ourselves that a lot of people judge, because I feel like when there's any part of ourself that we're judging, we're going to leave that part of us behind. If not every single part of us is on board and moving upwards, then there's going to be some form of resistance that comes up. So, yeah. So I guess that's kind of my message here, is to notice any places. This is what I do. I notice any places where I feel like I'm at war with myself, where I feel like I'm making any part of my experience or myself wrong. And people that reflect that to me are that they're giving me a gift. They're showing me the places where I'm not loving myself. So, so yeah, thank you to everyone. As part of the last video I did, I asked people to give me judgments because they're reflections. I can see the parts of myself that I judge through what other people are judging in me. Yeah. So I hope all those heady responses that I just gave you are helpful. Maybe some of it lands for you. As always, take what lands and discard the rest. We've all got our own truth and our own path to follow. So I'm inspired to share pieces of my path, and thank you. I'm so grateful for a space where I can do that for people that witness me and give me feedback so I can learn more about the beautiful person that I am. Thank you.